Hello, everyone, and good evening, and welcome to Animal Advocates Radio Voices Carry for Animals, number 523 shows and counting this evening. This is just so wonderful to have this platform keep going on, and a few no, sad news, and then there's good news, okay? And I want to get that because I get different audiences every show because I do stand up for all the animals in need and distress. But on May 14th, Thursday, will be my last podcast on Podbean Podcast and app. They're removing the live stream with live studio chat with call-ins. So the only offer is to do group recordings, which is the host and the guest pre-recorded, and then it goes out published. So there will be no live chat rooms or the call-ins. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to be setting up the new podcast at the end of the month. I'm hoping to get running by on June 4th if I'm lucky, and I hope so. But I'm not going to, give up. I'm relentless, and I want to give a shout out to everyone that's listening out on the Podbean podcast web out there. And I hope you enjoy the show and keep with us until the end on May 14th. My host website will be available until June 18th. So all the archive shows are there. And then they're going to be saved on the new podcast that I'm going to, Riverside uh, FM. Okay, so I got to get used to that, and I'm changing my name, the Animal Advocates Radio, to Animal Warrior Radio. So I'm going to be busy. I'm going to be starting from scratch, and I need all your help and support to move back up again with the followers, the listeners, and getting the shows out there. And working on, I know my shows will be saved on podserve.fm, so there's no worries there. All the former guests, they're great shows, all of them. I mean, 523 shows this evening and counting. So I want to keep going. Just go over a couple of things here before I do get started. My name's Debbie Dahmer, aka Mama Bear. And Mama Bear is on the air because she really does care. But I want to welcome all of you and everyone that's listening in the chat room, the studio live chat, studio chat room. Welcome aboard. Thanks for coming in, Michelle and Lisa and Mama Cat. They've got this super team going on, and it's wonderful. We all stand together and stick together, and work together, and get all the wherever we can help out at. We multitask. And we got Big B, Big Buford in the chat room, aka Photo Bomber, and he's joining us again. He's awesome. He loves taking selfies out there. He's my BFF, best furry friend. And but anyway, you can share from this show right from the live chat room, okay? And also you can press like, and all these shows are archived, so you can listen and share 24/7. After I get it downloaded, edited, and published, it will be published on and heard on 28 other podcast websites and 2 YouTube channels. So I'm going to try to build that back up on the new podcast coming up. But anyway, for the ones that's listening out on the web, Deb is on the web, okay? And if you would like to join us in this live studio chat, you're more than welcome to. It's just some simple steps you got to take from either Google Play or the App Store. You got to install it if you already don't. But from your phone, your laptop, your iPad or tablet, you listen to the show or speak on air from them. Okay, and just go to Podbean podcast app and player and install free. Okay, and then one step after that, you'll search Voices Carry for Animals podcast, follow, and you're in. You will be alerted every Thursday at 7 o'clock Eastern on your phone, your laptops, tablets, iPads that the live cast is showing, starting up. Press join, and you will also enter the live studio chat. And then if you want to speak on air, you just press the phone icon or mic icon in the lower right hand corner of your screen to alert me you want to come on air. Okay, so it's just simple steps to take this modern technology is something else. And I know this new podcast I'm going to Riverside.fm is very similar to Podbean, so that makes it easy on me. I still have to watch some videos, tutorials, and instructions and get it together and logos and all that because the name is changing. But I'm going to bring on my guest, and it's her first time coming on, uh, Voices Carry for Animals podcast, and she's out there. She's got a new book out here. Stephan, and published author of The Path to Unconditional Love. Our topics this evening, everyone, is lessons in heart-centered living from our animal teachers. Can animals teach us what humans have forgotten? How to live with our open hearts. It's going to be another great show this evening. Hey, welcome, Sandy, Mama Cat, Lisa. I mean, you're all in here. So this is great. But if you want to speak on air, I'm going to be taking calls at the latter part of the show. And this after this evening, there'll be five more live stream podcast shows, and then we'll be saying bye to Podbean. And I'll be off for like almost 3 weeks trying to get it together. And like I said, I'm hoping to get started up on June the 4th. Okay, so we're coming soon in June. Please tune in. So, hey, Miss Lovey, everybody, welcome aboard. But I'm going to bring my guest in. And Stephanie, are you there? Can you
I
hear
am
me?
here. Yes. Can you hear me?
You, yes, you did it. I'm proud of you. Yes.
Awesome.
Happy Mama Bear happy dance. Because once all the I got to trade all my guests, and I don't mind at all because that's part of the podcast. It's the modern technology, and a lot of us go, "Whoa, this is unbelievable!" Share from the chat room. You know how to get in. You can even go to the Podbean podcast app, hit the live link, and then scroll down because there's all the shows going live right now and coming up. You press Voices Carry for Animals podcast and you enter this chat room again. This is awesome. But Aloha has joined us and she got in. But you want to go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and welcome aboard. Thank you for joining us. This is awesome.
Thank
Darla's
you
here.
so
Hi,
much.
Darla. all my animal warrior sisters just popped in. Yep, but go ahead.
Yeah, fabulous. Well, this is my tribe. Definitely animal lovers galore. I am Stephanie, and I have been always an animal lover since I was a child, but I never thought that in later in life I was going to spend an entire year just writing about how awesome animals are and how we can view them from a different perspective because they are really advanced creatures that are here to teach us a lot of lessons about how to love more and how to be more in our hearts. And I spent the year just consolidating stories of different kinds of animals, not just animals that are in our house, but also in sanctuaries that are in the wild, different interactions I had with them, and what I learned from them, from each of those interactions. And just to step back a little, I worked on getting myself certified on Reiki, which is an energy healing practice. It's nothing but just sharing love to the animals. And Reiki is not specific to do work with animals, is primarily focused on the human beings. But because I was so in love with animals all my life, my dog basically was the one who said, "Oh, I want what you have." And every time I practiced, he was always by my side on the couch, ready to receive whatever healing I wanted to do. And he was the one that actually taught me that this is something animals really appreciate and love. And so I started practicing with other animals when I went to the sanctuaries to volunteer. And I also practiced with other animals when I was doing pet sitting at home, which I did for about 10 years. And and I had to stop because my dog became a senior dog, and now he would prefer to have his own chill time and not have so much activity in the house. And so I respect that, and that's the reason I stopped. But I continue doing Reiki on all animals that need it. And I have clients. I also have friends who reach out to me. And that's basically how I got started into developing these stories that I consolidated in the book. And this is what brought me here today.
Oh, this is awesome. And you want to go ahead and tell the audience, I checked your website out. What an awesome website there, Stephanie. I loved it and everything. So on your new book, A Path to Unconditional Love, can you give the audience your the website, or I'm sorry, how to get to it, and also because after the show is downloaded and then edited and published, I'll put all the links in there. Podbean doesn't allow to put links in for the temporary promo. Okay, so
Yes.
after that,
Yes.
I'll send you the new one. And the ones out on the promos now, all they have to do, because I put the new link on Voices Carry for Animal Support Group on Facebook. So all I got to do is just change the link, and it goes to show all the links of where they're at, or the website and so forth, so on. But go ahead and go ahead and give you information on how to get, to how to purchase your book, because it sounds like a really good book there, and it's so meaningful and heartfelt. Because what the
Yes.
unconditional love, that's where our pets are and everything. And any way we can take advice, or because education is the best answer, to learn, to know, not just guess, but or assume. You want to educate yourself with, whether you have dogs, cats, horses, whatever, to really learn more about them. And I think it's incredible what you're doing. Thank you so much. It's so meaningful, and thank you for putting that website in the chat room there. How you like this live studio chat,
It's
Stephanie?
it's
It,
actually pretty cool. I'm liking it. Yeah.
Me too. I mean, you can interact with other listeners, call in, talk to the guests. I mean, this is so wonderful. And I know that the next new podcast I'll be on, they have it too. I made sure.
That's awesome.
I can't go without it.
I agree. I love it.
Yes. So,
Yes.
but
So yes, my website is where you can learn a little bit more about me and what I do and what energy healing is. And as I mentioned, is basically just giving them love. And it is kind of like a meditative state of mind where you clear your mind and from thoughts, from worries, from concerns, from expectations, from the worries of the day, the concerns of tomorrow. You just clear your mind completely, and you become completely balanced and centered and grounded. And from that place, then you just allow the energy of the earth to come into your heart, and then you also allow the energy from above, from the heavens, to also come into your heart. And then you just imagine yourself enveloping the animal into this rainbow like cloud of love. And because I see the love energy as rainbows, and so you just envelop it, and you just stay there for as much as you possibly can. My sessions are 30 minutes to an hour, and that animal is just enveloped in this beautiful loving energy. So if you're familiar with the chakras, which are power centers that we have in our bodies, animals also have those, and they have different ones. They have also chakras in each of their paws, at the end of their limbs. They also have those. And so I go chakra by chakra, and I visualize the chakra to be completely balanced with this vibrant color in full, complete um, vibrancy. And as I go through all of that process, mentally, because obviously it's all energetic, right? At the end, the animal is relaxed, is calm, is happy. The nervous system has restored its natural state, so they are no longer in fight or flight response. The nervous system is more in homeostasis state. They are not reactive, they're not apprehensive. They are just in this state of just pure bliss. That's usually what happens at the end of the sessions after they have received the love energy. And that's basically what I do. And as a result of this, the animals have been sharing with me messages that, just like images or kind of sensations or feelings about things. I was in a trip one time, and the person that was taking care of my dog said that he wasn't eating because he just stopped. And I was like, well, that's very abnormal behavior because he never has any lack of appetite. What is going on? And so remotely, because I was in a different country, I went ahead and put myself in that state of relaxation, centered, balanced. And then I just popped the question and I said, well, Spiky, would you tell me what is causing this situation with not eating right now? And just a message that is sent telepathically. Basically, that's just what it was. And the first image that popped into my mind as soon as I asked the question was me purchasing a bone at the farmers market, and that happened weeks before I left on the trip. So basically, what my dog was telling me with that was, oh, the bone that he was gnawing on that I had purchased at the farmer's market and I brought to him so that he would enjoy had fractured a tooth. He was in pain, and as a result, he was not eating. So that information came from that state of being in meditative state, doing energy healing for him. And so I spoke with the person taking care of him and I said, would you make sure that he only has any bland food because he is in pain? He's not going to be able to chew. And then I called the vet from abroad and I said, how soon can we get him in? So when the vet saw him, confirmed that yes, the tooth was fractured and it needed to be extracted, and provided the medication for the pain. So all of that happened as a result of just practicing energy healing and opening the door for this communication to occur between my dog and myself. And even if I'm not next to him, I can still ask him questions, and it happens just very, very naturally. So it's really cool what we can do when we want to communicate with animals. It's not just, oh, they're so loving and so affectionate and beautiful and wonderful, because yes, they absolutely are, but also what do they have to tell us that they need, or what things do they know that if they could just speak, they could tell us, and then we can learn to be better human beings. And that's been a beautiful practice for me, and I wanted to share that in the book because this moment in time, animals are really our teachers on how to stay in a place of centeredness, and still, in spite of it all, still be able to be loving human beings. So yes, I don't know if that was answering any question, Debbie, but I think that's where I went with the energy healing and the messages from the animals.
Yeah, because they mean it so much to us. We have to pay, have quality time with them, make them feel totally comfortable at home, because they bring us unconditional love. There's one dog and two cats in this household, and just to spend time with them and talk to them and pet them, let them feel loved and cared for, which they all should be, right? And get whatever necessary to get you to that part, because they will bring you up when you are down at your most, right? I mean, they're there, and they don't care, they don't judge you, they don't discriminate, nothing. And that's unconditional love, and to learn from them is also, because what would we do without animals and our pets and stuff in this world? It'd be boring, wouldn't it? I mean, if you think about it, and to have them companions to us, where all of us out there, I don't if you whatever pets you have, animal lovers. You see how many animal lovers are out there, and animal advocates, animal activists. I mean, from a list, and so the more education that you tell, and the awareness and the teachings, hey, the better. Stephen, I can't thank you enough for what you're doing. And even with your book, and if you have any other books out there, can you please tell the audience because that's important too. You're out there, trying to educate people and bring them to, with their pets, a better life or whatever the situation may be. Because we can all have better lives with them when we know more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And so, we, even when you have deceased, one of your pets, I've been through it one too many times, but when they pass away, you're losing a furry loved one. So another way to cope with that, some I hear so many times, no, I can't get no other pets. I'm done. And this, no, I said, we all know that they don't have a long lifespan, like humans do. And so it's best to, hey, go to your local animal shelter, adopt, don't shop, bring in a new furry loved one or furry loved ones into your home and educate yourself how you can, because being in a shelter is not the place for them. So any way you can help them to get back to normal and the TLC home, the better, and to bring the awareness and learn. Never turn your eye to it, or say no, I don't need that. Well, we all could use that, right? It's not just look the other way because we can't. And you're an inspiration here to all of us. To all the humans out there and animals. So, and it's rescuing. Hey, and aloha rescuing, you volunteered at a shelter. These animals in there, after they're in there for a while, and I've noticed was adopted, especially Sugar Bear and Victory the cat, and then some came off the street, I found at home here, and the ones that have passed away, hey, I try to do my best to read up on them and what to expect, not just bring them in and not know nothing. Because that's when you're really going to stress yourself out if you don't educate yourself, because you can't just guess or assume of, hey, this Alaskan Malamute, that's what I got. If I just bring her in here and not educate myself or ways to bring her into happiness, but she was in a shelter, and a shelter is safe, but if you look at it, it's like jail, right, Stephanie? It is like
Mm-hmm.
jail.
Yes.
And they can't get the attention and love and care that they so well deserve in there. So bringing this out and saying, hey, you know, check her book out and pass the word. Especially if you like reading books, educational books, bringing inspiration in, making you feel better about life and everything, because we're living in a very high anxiety society. So whatever can bring us to a comfort zone would be great, wouldn't it? I mean, all of
Yes.
us, all
Yes.
of us,
I
and that's what
agree.
matters. Yep, and
Yes,
just
and the book also covers that, Debbie, because I try to consolidate these lessons from the animals in a way that is easy for a person that has never practiced energy healing uh, to acquire certain techniques in order to self-regulate and to expand the heart chakra in a way that we can actually feel more like in love with life most of our days, regardless of what is going on. Because happiness is what I always say, it's like an inside job. It really comes from within. It's not the result of lack of problems or lack of issues or external factors that all line up nicely. And as a result of that, then I can be happy. That's not how it actually works. I've learned that is not like that. It's more of what I do with myself in order to practice more self care, in order to practice more empathy, more connection, more self-regulation in many ways. Yeah, animals teach us so many things. I was I was connecting with a cow, and you would think, oh yeah, well, cows are not like dogs that they have this immediate connection with humans. But yeah, let me tell you this particular story. I was connected with this cow because when I went to the sanctuary, all of the cows in there were fine except for one. One in particular seemed to be a little bit of a bully, and with the other cows. And I was wondering what is causing this behavior. This cow is clearly suffering from some sort of emotional distress, and is causing this lack of connection with the other cows, because cows are herd animals. They like to be together, and this one wasn't. And this was not part of their natural state. I was wondering what is going on. So a couple of friends of mine who were also practicing energy healing for animals, and we connected, all three of us, with the cow remotely. And we asked the cow what is happening that is causing this behavior, because clearly you are not happy. So what is going on? And what transpired out of that connection was she just shared that something that happens to humans as well, which is all of the generational trauma of the ancestors is actually transferred to the descendants through the DNA. Just we are genetically already charged with the trauma from our ancestors. And it is like, whether we recognize that that is true or not, it is actually happening. We acquire emotions of things that we didn't experience ourselves, that our grandparents, great grandparents experienced. We have it in our body, and so did the cow. And so she didn't suffer because she had been rescued early enough that she had not suffered abuse or neglect or cruelty. She was rescued from an environment before she actually had to deal with that. But her mother actually did. And so this was her basically reflecting all that was going on with her mom, and the mom wasn't even there anymore. So what we ended up doing, the three of us, my two friends and I, we sent her a lot of love. And by a lot of love, I mean, again, 30 minutes to an hour of just enveloping this animal in this beautiful love, just letting her know you are safe, you are protected, you are loved. We care for you. You are in a safe place. Whatever happened before, let that go. And we are just reassuring her and loving her remotely. We are just doing this with a visualization of the cow, right? We are not there in person. And then a couple of weeks after that, I went in person to the sanctuary where she is. And typically, there is a bull that always comes to greet me because he is super friendly and he always wants to say hello. And so he is always very attentive to my visits. As soon as I park the car, he comes. And interestingly enough, he didn't come this time. The one who came was that cow. And she was coming straight line towards me from across the field, which I'm telling you was far, far away. I could barely see her from afar. And she came very slowly, very intentionally, looking at me the entire time. And she came straight line towards me. And as soon as she stood right in front of me, I had a fence. So she stopped right there at the fence right in front of me. I literally teared up. I was in tears because I felt in that moment so much love coming from her towards me, letting me know, thank you. Thank you for sending that healing to me. I felt it and I received it. And then she went away. And it was like, oh my gosh, that was absolutely beautiful, because she not only recognized me, because I had done that remotely. I had not been when I sent the healing, I was not there in person. So not only did she recognize me, she made the effort of coming across the field to come and say thank you for that. And as a result of that, I was just like so showered with her love that made me cry. And you know, how many times do you feel like you're going to cry because a cow comes to you? But when you have that connection, you're able to listen to what they're saying. You understand that they are actually talking to you and they actually have a message. And it was beautiful. So, you know, these are the things that animals teach us. And so she taught me in that moment the power of gratitude. Just that
Yes,
little thing that she did of saying thank you totally changed my day. I was so touched and so moved. So yeah, those are the kind of lessons that I share in the book of things that animals do or say that are teaching me how to be a better human being. So now I can practice more gratitude because I understand how impactful it is on those that we are saying thanks to, because she moved me so much in that moment.
that is awesome. I would have been crying too. I mean, you, your, the inspiration that you had on her just touched her because they have feelings too. All of them,
Mm-hmm.
they feel pain. They are just, hey, they eat, they sleep, they walk. Everything that we do, they just another language that we can understand if we communicate with them more. We understand. That's like when we tell our dog sit or I love you or good girl. After a while they get used to that and they know. And that I know I would have had happy tears coming down my face to have experienced that, and you touched her life with positivity, love and care. And when you pet them and talk to them and spend quality time with them, hey, they enjoy that. You're paying attention to them. You're interested. You're
Mm-hmm.
getting close to that bond. I mean, the bond between humans and animals, if you open your heart to them, it is beautiful. It's amazing, isn't it? I
Yes.
mean, and you touch each other and you get close. And I know when you lose love, furry loved ones, hey, it's just like losing a loved one, just like it was the pain and the crying. How many I've lost? Two dogs within the last, let's say, what was it, since 2013, and three cats. And I cried so much that my eyes swelled shut. I said, but
Oh.
yeah, it was very hurtful. But I said, you know what? This is what they would want me to do is go get adopt again and save another life. Help save lives out there. Because
Yes.
the animal shelters in the United States, everyone is overcrowded, over capacity, and they're euthanizing them left and right. Okay, and that's not good because
No.
they don't stand a chance without us. And the big shout out to all the cross posters, networkers on Facebook and X, LinkedIn, where I have accounts. I see them going through all the time. I mean, there's so many days left, and you see some, hey, adopted or rescued, and it makes you feel good when you see those words. But when they say killed or euthanized, that's the sad part because all ages get put down. There's no, I mean, it's terrible. They don't stand a chance without us. So please go out there and adopt. Don't shop. You know, and anybody looking for any of for a new furry loved one or loved ones, hey, encourage them to go to the local animal shelter. Bring them home, get to know them, educate yourself with them, how you can come close to them, because they are unconditional love. I love that, how it is explained, because it's true. They don't
Yes.
wake up in the morning, hey, they have the same love for you as when you went to sleep. And nothing
Yes.
changes, right? And nothing changes. And it's
Oh,
an
it's
awesome
beautiful.
feeling. It's beautiful. And that's for
Yes.
all animals out there. And
Yes.
Stephanie, that's why I have all these podcasts, going on 12 years at the end of June, and 523 this evening. And I'm going to keep going. I am
Yes.
relentless. I am relentless because they all deserve better lives and futures, and it's up to us to do it. Okay? Take that action is the key.
Yes, I
Help.
agree. I agree. I was
Then
watching a show yesterday, and that was something really beautiful because a lot of us we like to do photography, we like to be creative, we like to do artsy, crafty things, and then this show, this particular woman did not volunteer at a shelter, or this was a dog shelter. She did not, but she had gone there one time and she said, I take really good pictures, and I realized that the pictures that you have posted for the animals that you want to have people adopt, those are not good pictures. Can I help you create better ones so that people are more motivated to adopt? And she went and she took amazing, gorgeous photographs, portraits of the animals, and and then I thought, wow, this is something that we all can do. It doesn't stop with adopting an animal. It's how can we facilitate for that adoption to actually happen? And so one thing is pay attention. Are they posting pictures or even videos, or what is the description like of these animals? Because the more creative we post those, the more motivated people will be to go and meet them in person. And that is the number one step before they get adopted, is actually get people interested. So those things we can all do. I feel that's something that we have. A lot of us are very inclined towards artsy things. People who love animals are usually very creative people, is what I'm trying to say. So that's one thing. And then another thing that I personally just did just a month ago, I connected this cat with an adopting family, and I didn't know the people, but I knew a person that knew a person that knew a person who wanted a cat. And so what I ended up doing was, I was visiting a goat farm, because I do visit different places, and so this was not where the cow was. This is a different location. I went to the goats farm, and there was a kitten that was 5 months old that needed to be adopted. And of course, that's not a really safe place because there are a lot of wildlife in the area. So the kitten needs to be more in a more safe location. So it needed to be adopted. And so the person from the goat farm said, Hey, Stephanie, do you know anybody who needs a cat? And I said, Well, I do not know anyone who needs a cat, but I will definitely ask. And so what I did is I went to work, and at work you have all of these different ways of broadcasting information. You have different ways of connecting with a whole lot of people all at once. So what I did is I went to a channel where um, it was a messaging kind of channel. So there were thousands of people in there, and I asked, and then I posted a picture and a video of the cat, of me with the cat. And then I did a really cute description of how adorable the cat was. And within the hour, somebody said, I know somebody who's looking for a cat. I'm going to send them their number. And I went to the goat's farm a week later, and I saw that the cat was still there, and I thought, okay, maybe that didn't work out. And so I told the person, I'm gonna keep asking. Don't worry, I'll make sure that the cat gets a home. And he said, oh no, he has one. And I said, really? But he's still here. And he said, oh yes, you actually connected me with this person from your work, and she just couldn't pick him up right away because she is going on a trip, but she's picking him up right after. So he's got a home now. And I was like, oh, that's amazing, because I did not even know the person, but I knew the person that knew the person that knew that one, and he got adopted. So things like that we can definitely do, and that does not require any energy healing. It just requires a little bit of creativity and desire to connect people and be a connector. So yes, I just wanted to share that, because those are little stories that are very inspiring, and give us hope that we can do a real change for the animals.
oh yeah, every effort counts out there because I know on my Voices Carry for Animals support group on Facebook is having dogs and cats and whatever coming through. they're like they only have like 3 5 days and everything, and that thing is constantly running. Thanks to Michelle and Patty, that hey, I know admins that keep this thing going. So if you're out there networking or cross posting, and hey, come over there and help us out. Because these animals, all of them deserve better, and give them a chance. We're
Yes.
and with this inflation going on, people because the families are not be able. There's a lot of families out there not be able to afford them. The high vet bills, the food, the surgeries, just it's all around. And they're surrendering their pets left and right because of it. And it's sad and it's heartbreaking. Something's got to give. So please do your part, and let's bring this down because I read almost approximate 1 million healthy adoptable animals get put down a year in these shelters, all ages. Isn't that sad? So let's
Totally.
all come together. Hey, whatever you got to do, there's more adoption events, more, where they help the people, like, whatever, we're vets, low cost vet clinics or spay and neuter. Was talking to this one lady at there was this called Dogs and Cats Forever in Fort Pierce, and she was telling me this one lady paid $700 for a spay, and I was like, what? You know,
Wow.
whoa! I said that's not right. So I said, that is so expensive. Who can afford that? And unless you're rich, and you have a lot of money, but a lot of families can't afford that. So low cost spay and neuter needs to bring it in and to help these people out instead of leaving their pets, because these pets get used to being in your home, and to surrender them to a shelter. You know how that makes them feel? It makes them sad and frightened. Traumatized. They don't know what's going on. They don't know you surrender because of high inflation. They have no clue. They just know they're out of their TLC home now, and
Yes.
that's the sad part. And so whenever they go next, if they get lucky to get adopted or fostered, then hey, hopefully they do. But look how many that don't. And then they need, you bring them in your home. You have to educate yourself with them, read up about it, get, like Stephanie was saying, hey, they are so awesome to have. I cannot see myself having no pets at home. I can't see it. It's just not possible because they're so awesome and they're so loving. And my one cat, Victory, he was adopted, and this is so cute, Stephanie. They named him Hugs, right? Yeah,
Oh,
he gives you hugs and kisses.
oh, so sweet.
And it cracked me up. And he's so lovable. He wants to come up, he rubs his head against my shoulder, and he's just so lovable because I found out that the owner had stage 4 lung cancer, and she surrendered him. So he didn't know what was going on. But when he walked into this house, I said, you know what? You're not going anywhere. You're staying right here. Okay.
Oh, so
Yep.
sweet.
And then Liberty was so touching because she was living on the street as a kitten. Okay, and one of my good friends, Mary, she said that her daughter is allergic to cats, and she was feeding her, and was hanging out with her pit bull on the driveway. They were best friends. It cracked me up. She even has pictures that she sent me, so she wasn't making it up. And
Oh,
so
cute.
when she said, Debbie, can you help me get her into, I'm so afraid she's going to get attacked by wildlife or hit by a car or something. She's a kitten. So I said, I'm going to put her on social media because I've got in plenty of groups and stuff. So when I went to go meet them, and I bought the carrier just in case, and she said, somebody might want to adopt her. I said, yeah. And she says, who? I said, me. So brought her in, right? And then she is so happy. She thinks she hit the Florida Mega Millions. She's so
Oh,
spoiled. And so she comes up. sits on my lap. I mean, just out of nowhere, they're so comfortable. And Liberty and Victory are BFFs. They love each other. They're inseparable. I mean, I got pictures of them. They like to hang out in the carrier together. Was sitting on the bed, and it's so adorable. So when you give them that time and love and care, and know that they're safe and they trust you, that goes a
Mm-hmm.
long way. They know they are in a TLC home, and there is no it doesn't get no better.
Yes.
So it was very touching. It made me have happy tears. I said, look what she did. Look what I did. I made a life's better. Not worse, better. You don't have to worry about being abused, neglected. It's not going to happen. Or is abandoned. That's not going to happen. So there's some very touching stories out there, including myself, that we think about, and when we act and do something, hey, it's making your life better and it's making their life better, right?
Mm-hmm.
How could it go wrong? And they're not that much, it's not that difficult to take care of them. Just they feed them and let them out if it's dogs, and take the vets when necessary, water, to keep good quality time with them, because they enjoy that. They love the attention, not just feed them, give them water, and see you later. No, you can't do that. They want more than that. Take photos
Absolutely.
with them. I got so many photos because they're not going to be around for, they don't have a really a long life. Have plenty of pictures, family pictures with them, because when you see photos with the pets with them, it's just so, I mean, so uplifting. You know that they love these pets. They love them, right?
Yes. Oh, so sweet. Yes. And one of the things that you were mentioning earlier about, that they have shorter lives. One thing that we can do, because I've worked with many who have transitioned to the other side, and they are still on the other side taking care of us. They still send us messages. They still want us to know that they are okay, but they want to make sure that we are okay because we grieve them so hard, and they are feeling that sadness from us, and so they stick around a little bit longer to make sure that we are okay. But one thing that we can do as we prepare for them when they are going to transition is to celebrate their life and let them know that they have accomplished their mission of making us happy, that they came to our lives for a purpose, and they wanted to enhance and enrich our lives. So when they come to that point, we just want to reassure them, you did do a fantastic job, you did a wonderful job, and I am very grateful for that. So that when they leave happy that they did a good job, and they don't leave sad that they're leaving us behind. It's a different way of looking at the departure, so that they feel like their mission was accomplished successfully, and that they can leave
Yes.
with a happy heart.
That's right. There you go. You said it right there. Because we all got to say goodbye one day. When they leave out of here, making sure they're happy. That they was comfortable. It makes you feel happy and comfortable. I
Yes.
know it has me. I mean, they had the best life they possibly could. So there's nothing negative about that. But
Right.
yes. And Stephanie, you ready to take some calls? You're more
Yes, of course.
okay. All right.
Absolutely.
All right. So I got Lisa. You want to come on air right now? I know you wanted to speak on air. You're more than welcome. And welcome aboard to Voices Care for Animals podcast. It's another animal warrior sister. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, how is
Can you hear
everybody?
me?
Yes,
Hey, good. How about yourself?
I'm
Well, I
hanging in
love to
there.
hear your voice. Yes.
Hi,
So glad to
Stephanie.
have you in here.
Hi,
Yes.
Lisa.
Thank
How
you.
are you? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I just wanted to add that I do pet portraits, and all the pet portraits that I have done up until today have been people's pets that have passed. And it's odd because when I'm painting their pictures, their portrait, I feel them.
Oh,
And one of them in particular, I had to add two different paint colors together to get the specific color, until it was right. And then I asked the woman, does this color have any, you know, any importance?
Significance. Mm-hmm.
It was her favorite color,
Oh,
the
Oh,
lady's favorite
nice.
color. And the cat, I'm
Oh,
like, your cat told me.
that is so sweet. I love
yeah,
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
yes.
Yes,
we all have to listen. Like someone said back here in the chat, we need to listen. They communicate with us. They
yes,
just don't speak
Yes,
like we do.
that's right.
yes.
Agreed.
Yep.
I totally agree with that. They don't use human words, but they communicate very well if we are just paying attention. So
Yes.
that is so pretty that they wanted to get the correct color because that's the one that meant so much to the person. That's so sweet.
I was shocked. It was the first painting that I did, and I was like, I don't know if this means anything, and I was like, I don't know if you're gonna think I'm strange, but she said no, and that's when after that it just kept happening and happening, and I
Yes.
and I just loved it.
Yeah, doesn't that make you feel so good to know that they did not really die, that they just are in a different place, we just don't see them, but they're still sending us messages? It makes us
Yes.
feel better, you know?
Oh yes, definitely, definitely. Yep. There's nothing. I mean, I've never had human children, so my cats are my.
Hello?
Lisa, are you still there?
Yeah, yeah, you still there? I thought I lost the audio for a minute. Lisa, can you hear me? I think she lost audio. You can hear me, right, Stephanie?
Yes.
Okay. Lisa, go, let me press. It's. Let me see if you're showing on air here.
What is it?
No, okay. There you are.
Oh,
I
you're
found you.
back. Yeah, we
Yep.
lost you for a minute.
We
Oh,
thought you. Yeah, we thought you fell off the boat, so we just gonna throw you another life raft.
fell off the boat. Good one. Oh,
We got to laugh here and there, right? You know, because laughter kills stress, right? You can feel pain, it comes up and slams it. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Lisa. Go right ahead.
I don't know where I left off. Well, all I can say is it's an amazing feeling when you have a connection with animals. I also feed a feral colony of 8, sometimes 9 when one stray one comes along. And when to see them running down the road, when they hear my car, before I can even see them, they're coming from wherever they
Oh.
are. It's just, yeah, I could not be feeling well, and all of a sudden,
Okay, hello? Hello? I know I just lost you again. I hope you didn't fall off the boat again.
Oh, it might be
yeah,
the connection is maybe weak. She
yeah.
doesn't.
Are you on speakerphone, Lisa?
yeah.
Oh, okay. That's right. That's probably why.
Oh,
Try to speak close to the mic
oh,
if you can. That
okay.
might help.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Don't worry about it, because I'm on an iPad, okay, and I have a headphones with a mic, which helps me a
Hmm.
lot. Because if I go with just the mic on my iPad, it's going to pick up all kind of sounds. So, but and then I got them real cheap on Amazon, so it wasn't that expensive. I got earbuds too, to hook up to here if I use them, and they're very helpful. You know, and I can use them for other stuff too.
Oh,
So.
okay.
So and Mama Cat just showed a picture of a oh my goodness. And Mama Cat, you're something else. Look at the chat rooms we just put in there about falling off the boat.
Is
That's
that
hilarious.
my safe boat there?
That's yours.
She's a former guest on here. We've been in connections,
Oh,
I think 2018. She's
Oh,
thank you,
but
too
Mama
funny.
Cat.
she's been on the show several times. 'Cause I have my guest on more than once. You know, I do more exposure, and she's been so helpful, so supportive, and everything. And yep, thanks, Mama Cat.
That
Yes,
is
thank you.
hilarious.
We're going to make sure that Lisa don't fall off the boat again. Okay, but go ahead, Lisa. I'm sorry.
That's how my family came to America. It was on a boat.
Oh yeah. Well, yep.
I think I said all that, I wanted to add up and sum up together.
Well, thank you for sharing that. That is beautiful. Yes.
Thank
Yes,
you.
very beautiful. And thanks for all your ongoing support, Lisa, the other animal warrior sister. I got
Thank
a
you. I
great
love
super team
this.
going on. We all work together, not against each other. We work as a team to help these animals out, and that's where it's at. So appreciate all of you. Yep. And when we go to the new podcast, we'll all come back together again. We'll say
Yes.
goodbye to Podbean, aka Kidney Bean, aka Black Bean. you
Yes.
know. So, but anyway, Lisa, did you have any more questions? You're more than welcome. And Michelle, if you want to speak, come on, just press that phone icon or mic icon in the lower right part of your screen and let me you want to come on air or anybody. If Aloha or Darla, you're more than welcome. But yeah, Lisa, thanks for all you do too. Every effort counts out there, working together and taking that action. Sharing on social media. That's our landing strip to get the word out. Just like for these shows and all the help that I get from that. Every Thursday. And I appreciate you all from X and Facebook and LinkedIn. Fans of animal rights. I have a Facebook page. I have access to that page now. So, you know, yep. So that's and this is moving up. So we're going to expand. We're not going to go down. We're going to expand because I don't want to give up voices carried for animals under no circumstances. When I got that email and notification on my account from Podbean, I was so down. And then within an hour, I was searching on the internet, podcast live stream with live studio chat with call ins. And the first one I seen, isn't that something? So the mama bear is not going anywhere. She's staying on air. How's that?
That's right. Yes, that's
I
right.
love it. Yeah. Yep. So, but yeah, Lisa, keep it up. And thank you for all of you for all your ongoing support. And you're listening out on the web and you want to join us over here in the chat room, there's a couple simple steps to take is go to Google Play or App Store. If you got it, you already have it installed, and then you're going to install free Podbean podcast app and player. And then next, you're going to follow Voices Carry for Animals podcast, and you're in. So if you want to join us, welcome. And Reggie, the Facts Porcupine podcast host, thank you for joining us. Also, he's a host on another podcast on Podbean. So welcome aboard. And if you want to speak, well, you're more than welcome. This is another great show there, Stephanie.
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
definitely.
yes.
Yep.
Yes. Hello, Stephanie.
It's
It's
Hello.
Aloha.
Johan,
How are
1970.
you?
I'm good.
Awesome. Thank you for all your ongoing support there, Aloha. But go right
Thank
ahead.
you for inviting me on chat. And
Anytime.
Stephanie, thank you so much for understanding introverts like myself. Because, like Lisa said on here, I do prefer the company of animals more than
Yes.
humans. And we're the most
Yep. I
misunderstood
know.
people, the animal lovers particularly.
Oh, yes. I totally I totally get that. And it takes a different kind of person to actually see through the appearance of the shapes and the colors and the sizes and see into the soul of that being and understand how they are just pure love in different shapes, colors and sizes. That's what they are.
Agreed.
Yes. Well, everybody else is just like chatting away or just, very self-absorbed with their own world, and they miss out on that beauty. In the meantime, we animal lovers, we cannot miss that. We see it and we love it. So yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And less drama.
Oh yes, yes,
Exactly. I know.
Mhm.
It's overwhelming the drama that's going on out there. You know, they're fighting too much over nonsense or politics, and then separating. Come together. You know, the more we come together, strength in numbers. Right. That's what Mama Cat always says, and it's so true. You know, power
yes,
in numbers. Hey, the more of us come together, the stronger and better we become. So recruit more people, bring them in, and say, "Hey, help us out here. We need your help." And don't look the other way, because being silent is no solution to change. Okay, so don't expect it if you're silent, and if you're silent, expect it to get worse. Okay, because and we can't have that. We got to, keep helping the animals out. We are their only hope to carry on for better lives and futures out there. They so well deserve from every angle, so all your ongoing support, everyone. We need you. Okay, we need you. Every effort counts out there. Please don't look the other way, because
yes.
that's the worst thing to do, is look the other way. Because I've heard so many people say, "Oh, I know about that," and I'd say, "Have you ever tried doing anything about it?" And the answer was no. And I said, "It's never too late, so you can always get with me. I've helped so many of them out to lead them to their representatives and their senators, and how to go about and starting. Some of them I started pages for them, so Facebook, and that's meaningful time to me, because now I'm branching out and helping out other animal advocates.
Mm-hmm.
Teamwork, teamwork. So
Yes.
yep.
Yeah, and one of the things you were mentioning, Debbie, just now about things in the world and all this drama. One of the things that I love about animals is that they are very clear on their boundaries, and they do not allow others to cross their boundary without a consequence. And if we learn to set boundaries, a lot of the times as human beings, we will not end up in situations where we feel victimized because we didn't speak up, because we didn't clearly state what the boundary was, and we did not even communicate with the others what would be the consequence if that boundary was crossed. But animals have very clear boundaries. They are not going to allow something that they do not want, with another being, another creature. They do not allow it. They very clearly state it. So I love, those are behaviors that if we could adapt that in our human interactions, and we can establish very clearly, hey, this is my boundary, don't do that because this is what's going to happen as a result, and then make sure that we enforce it. So there would be a whole lot less drama if we did not have to end up in a victimized situation. I love that about observing how animals communicate with each other. That is one of the things that I have a lot of respect about. Is, wow, they communicate so much better than we do, and they're not even using words. It's amazing. It's so good. So yeah, that's one of the things that I love about that. And that reminds me, on a daily basis, it's like, if I need to speak up, I am going to speak up. I need to clearly state my boundary. And I take the animals as my mentors for that, because they're doing it all the time, and as a result they keep peace. And I think, so many different things that we learn from them. And Debbie, you were also saying to unite, because sometimes we think, oh, it's just me, what can I do? But it takes only one to make a difference, and then there's the second one and the third and the fourth that unite. And then the next thing we know, it's like those little birds that all get together, and then they go after a prey bird, and they say, nope, you're not going to eat us, because look, we are a lot of us, we are strong in numbers, we have united. But if those tiny little birds had thought, well, I'm very tiny, what am I going to do against a hawk, or what am I do against an eagle? But no, they unite. they get together and they teach the bird prey, nope, not today. You're not gonna get what any of us. And I see it all the time. I see how they unite forces. It's not just a saying, it really happens in nature. And if we can do that as well, and not get caught up in the fact that, oh, it's just me, what can I do? Well, a lot. We can do a lot, because one, and then two, and then three, and then before we know it, it's a whole lot of people loving animals and doing something for them, whatever it is. It's beautiful. I see it with the sanctuaries where I go and I visit. We rescue animals from all over the place, and different kinds of animals. And these animals have been saved from slaughterhouses. They've been rescued from horrible conditions where it's just cruelty. And they come, and they are showered with love and care, and then they become a whole different animal, the animal that they were meant to be. And um and it only took one human being to want to care to make that happen, and then all the others united. So yes, I totally agree with you, Debbie, that it only takes one. One is the perfect start right there.
Yes. Hey, if you help
Great.
one animal out, that is making a difference. And keep going. Don't stop there, because now you're being a true inspiration. You're lifting yourself up because now you're being a positive impact in their lives. From whatever animal out there. Do your part and show them. Uh, Look at all the wildlife out there. I mean, and the farm animals, the domestic, out in the ocean. I mean, I do shows from all angles there, Stephanie, and I'm not going to stop. And there's issues from every angle. It's not minor, it's massive. So whatever you could do to help out, hey, let your voices be heard and your actions be recognized. Because
Hmm.
now you're stepping up to the plate and saying, I'm going to be a positive impact in this world and do something. Because that's what matters. If you do something. And
Yes.
when you see the animals, they all want to thank us, but we will see that when their lives and futures turn for the better. Like with that cow and everything. Look what you did. It was very touching and heartwarming what you did, and you felt it. Tears was coming out of your eyes.
Yes.
You changed her life there. She knew she had love and care right there. Somebody cared for her, communicating and being there. Because once they're down, hey, they go through depression just like humans, us, we do.
Yes.
Bad days, good days, everything. So just allow yourself to bond with them, more of them out there in the wild and everything. I know every day, like twice a day, sand cranes come up in the yard, and there's bird feed. They love bird feed, right? And they've got let me get close to them, when I'm feeding them. So they build in trust and faith and everything right there. You're communicating. They know I'm not out to harm them, and then it's awesome. I had him doing the happy dance one day. I wish I had the camera out.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was jumping up, down, yelling happy dance," and they was flopping their feathers. It was price of admission because a week
Oh.
because a week prior to that, the neighbor across the street sent a video of these sand cranes doing the happy dance. Right, this man was jumping up and down, and then a week later, I'm seeing myself do it. But even out there, we set water out, help them out, and the squirrels. There's so much raccoons. Everything's out there. And once they build the trust in you, they'll come up, pretty close to you because they know they not living in fear and anxiety. You're making them feel comfortable. Because I've seen
Hmm.
that happen within myself so many times. Not it was just sand cranes, but being a rabbit and everything, the squirrels. And there's the squirrels out there. They love the bird feed. Also, there's birds coming in from every angle, and especially right now because all the ones down here in Florida, they'll be heading back up north soon. But a bunch of them, I mean, 30 or 40 of them, bam, right at once. I said, "You guys are all this bird feed. You're gonna put me in bankruptcy court." But it's just great to and it's so peaceful just to be around animals and comfortable. Your pets at home. You can have the worst day, and then they come along. It's like poof, they'll cheer you up. You know, because when you're down, they're down. I've seen that happen many times,
Oh,
and
yes.
many times, and it got me back up again. Okay, everything's okay. Whatever the case may be. But yep.
Yes, absolutely. No, the animals are our mirrors. They are actually going to show us what is going on with us at all times. One thing that I know that there's a lot of cat lovers in the podcast. I was going to mention that cats, the purring of the cat has a certain frequency energetically that is healing to the human body. It restores our balance, and that's why they bring our blood pressure down. So not only do they emotionally make us feel better, but physically, the frequency at which they resonate, their bodies resonate just naturally. This is how they are born. Just that presence of a cat alone is already at a higher frequency than the frequency of a human body. And so when they are by our side and we are in their presence in the house, they are uplifting us energetically. They're constantly uplifting us just because they are always vibrating at a higher frequency than us. But especially when they are purring, and they will find the place in our body where we are lacking energy the most, and that is the place where they will sit or stay or make contact with us. And that's why cats go to different places in our body. Some of them love to sleep on our head when we go to bed, or others they just cuddle up on our shoulder. Others they just want to be by our feet. Others want to be on our belly. They pick the places not because that's their favorite place, is because that is the place in our body that needs the most energy healing. And so they are constantly healing us. And we think that we're taking care of them, but in fact, they are actually probably taking more care of us, and we are not even aware of it. So the next time that you see your cat coming to you, pay attention to which part of your body does the cat come in contact with, because that will tell you a lot about, maybe you have to pay attention about that part of your body that needs maybe extra care. And if they're purring by themselves, sometimes they are also healing themselves. So their purring is a very healing energy frequency. So they are amazing healers as they are. And the spiritual mission that cats have is to actually detox the house where they live. And and by detoxing, I mean, let's say that somebody in your household is coming back home and is coming really angry because had a really bad day. That energy of anger is an energy that stays in the house, but the cat is there, and the cat is actually clearing that out of the house. So somebody comes sad, the cat is going to clear out the sadness as well. So they do that on a regular basis. They're constantly clearing, clearing, clearing. And this is why they sleep so much, because they need to recover from all of that work that they're doing. Just imagine that the cat is this orchestra director that is conducting all of the different frequencies around the house and making sure that everything is in harmony. That's what the cat is doing. And us human beings, we are the players in that orchestra, and we are all playing in different tunes and out of tune and maybe out of sync. And we are all in different places because our emotions are up and down depending on how the day went. But the cat is the director that is actually bringing us all into harmony. And that takes it's a job that takes a lot of energy. And so anyway, I wanted to share that fact because I know that we all love cats here. We love all kinds of animals, but in particular, the cat has that specific mission in life. And that's one of the reasons we love them so much, even if we do not know that that's what they're doing.
Oh yeah, there's a true inspiration to us. We got these two here, and I know, and that's not the only two that's in there because you know what happens when they get up there in age, but you never forget them. You know, they're always in your heart and
Yes.
everything. I know the guest bedroom here is in loving memory of the pets in this household that passed away, and my father's in there, and pictures of them and everything, and my ex former sister-in-law, my ex-husband. So that whole room is in loving memory, and I have him on my phone where switches pictures that helps me out the slideshow, and they're right there when even the ones today. So you always keep them in your heart because they're you can't see them, but they're always there. Okay, they're in your
Yes.
heart and your thoughts, and the memories. So the memories will never disappear because you have them, and you always want to keep them fresh in your memory. And we all go through that sad stage when we lose them, but we move on, and we'll never forget them as long as we live on this earth.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's the positive side where we don't forget them, and they're in our mind and hearts, and all the photos look back on. I mean, it's there. You know that they was in a TLC home with the best care possible, great quality care, and enjoyed their life comfortable, away from fear and anxiety. They build in trust and faith in you. They love you. We love you love each other. Love is beautiful and hate is ugly. So that conditional love is beautiful all the way. So go
Yes.
out there and with all your pets, hey, spend more time with them. Enjoy them, educate yourself more, because hey, would they love to be petted and talked to, and hey, you got their home there. That's their home sweet home. So you wanted to make it the best as possible. So your memories and they're comfortable, and you can tell when they're comfortable. You can tell, you can sense it, and that's the main thing right there. When you protect them from any harm or any even outside, you keep your eyes on them and watch your doors and stuff so they don't get out. Because I know there's a good app out there, Stephanie, the Nextdoor app. I'm on that also, and you should see how many pets get found on that. And can you imagine I mean, it hasn't happened to me, but the next door neighbor one time, the dog got loose, and the one daughter came out crying, and I said, "What's wrong?" And she said, "Sadie's gone." I said, "What?" And I said, "Hold on a second." I went and grabbed my phone. Within 10 minutes, somebody had got Sadie and put it on next door. They had that dog back in 15, about what was it, 20 minutes. And that's something because of the neighbors.
Amazing.
It was amazing. They said, "We can't thank you enough." I said, "It takes teamwork, you know." And I seen her crying. I said, let me go get my phone. And I went right on next door app. And when few posts down, there she was. And I found, I was like, oh my goodness. See, I took action right then and there, so
Oh.
yeah, and it made them happy, and so, but somebody let the fence open, so bam, just a little bit too, not all the way, but I got on it real quick. But check out if everybody get out there on that next door app, because it's surrounding neighbors, okay, and
Mhm.
there's like, I mean, so many of them, and you wouldn't believe how many get found, posted, because that's where they're going to go. They're not going to end up in another state, or what I'm saying, another city. It's going to be somewhere close.
Oh yeah,
So,
no, I
yep.
actually have two experiences with Nextdoor because the there was a time when I was walking with my dog in a different neighborhood, not my neighborhood, but somewhere else, and there is this person that did something really weird, and it caused a lot of noise, and my dog was so scared he ran off, and
Mm-hmm.
I lost him for a few minutes, and then the next door, in the next door app, somebody said, "Are you in the next door app?" And I'm like, "I don't even know what that is," and said, "Okay, do you have a picture of your dog? I'll post it on my app." And I said, "Okay," and so. as soon as the person posted it, somebody else had already found my dog,
Oh,
and within
amazing. Awesome.
30
Yes.
minutes, and I went to pick him up, and he was like, this person was 8 miles away from my house. So
Wow.
yeah, they had taken him and make sure that he was okay. So that happened with my dog. And then also I had a bearded dragon, and she transitioned last year. But during 2020, she did something really funny. I was at home, like all of us were, and I was doing a yoga session for an hour, and when I finished, I realized that my bearded dragon had just wandered out of the fenced in yard. I don't know what she found, but she found a place to get under, and she had left the house while I was doing yoga. And how am I going to find a bearded dragon? Because they camouflage so well. And anyway, I was looking for her everywhere, and the next thing I know, I posted in the app, because now I know that app is awesome. And I posted it in the app, and I said, if anybody has seen my bearded dragon, please let me know. And somebody cross posted with a different app and said, oh, somebody just found her. Let me get you connected, because that was in a different app than the
Awesome.
one I was. And
Wow.
yes, yep, and she was five houses up the street, so she walked quite a bit in just 1 hour that I did yoga. That was a lot for a bearded dragon to walk, and she was just having her best life. And I'm like, no, this Indiana Jones adventure cannot happen again. I'm
That's
like, you
right.
you have to stay home. And it was like uh, hilarious, but it all happened so quickly because that app is fantastic. Everybody's connected.
Yes, I mean it's great apps to have. Next door app. Everyone, please get on there and keep checking it out because you would be amazed on how many pets are found. I try to go on there once a day. In case there's a dog loose in the neighborhood, or something because it'll help them out because they're totally stressed out because they just lost their pets out wandering somewhere and they can get hit by a car. Anything can happen or never see it again. So and check your local, the animal control because they also take the pets. Take the animals in, call them up, and see if they've been caught or something. There's so many ways to get out there and post the pictures on next door. Hopefully done because we have to watch our fences, our doors, everything. Because if there's any gatherings, you got to watch the front door. Especially got dogs, so you don't want them to run out and if they get by you and then boom they're out there.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's don't ever say it can happen to you because it's happened to so many people and it was an accident but it still happened and put them into it was total chaos. Okay,
Oh yeah,
so
yeah. I also have another story where we rescued a cockatoo, a bird. It was obviously a pet bird because these are from warmer weather places, right? So it was in the middle of the winter, and it was just like this beautiful yellow bird just perched in one of the shrubs outside of in the front yard. And one of the neighbors rang the doorbell of our house and said, hey, you guys realize you have a bird outside. It's obviously somebody's pet because this is not a bird from here. And we went and picked up the bird, which seemed to be really friendly and didn't fly away. So we brought the bird inside, and immediately I posted it in all of the different apps to make sure that we will find the owner. And we found the owner within less than an hour. And it was a few streets down from where we live. And um, and so we reunited the owners with the bird. But imagine, even a bird you can reunite
yes.
with their owners is awesome. This, yeah, it's fantastic.
Oh yeah, you get close to all of them. And if you get them, you give them the chance, and you open your heart to them. And it gets very stressful. They're gone. So you gotta help out and help that person out, whatever you can do. So But anyway, I'm going to be closing down here pretty soon. Here, does anybody have any questions or comments for Stephanie? You're more than welcome to come on board. Okay, just try to refrain from any noises in the background, radios, TVs, conversations, and you can ask her questions and you know whatever you want. What's on your mind with her? Because she's what another great show, Stephanie. I can't thank you enough. You know,
Oh, thank you so much, Debbie. It's been a
yeah,
pleasure being here with you and all the animal lovers as well. So this is definitely my tribe. I'm so happy. So,
yes, and me too. I've really enjoyed this, and looking forward to coming back on the new podcast that's coming soon. Once I get it together, high gear, I'll get it started up, and you come on back again. You're always welcome back.
oh, thank you so much. I
Yes,
would love that.
yes, for sure. And best of luck on that book and everything. I seen it on Amazon as a 5 star. Everyone should check it out. And if you read it, give it a good, great review.
Yes,
So
that'll be awesome.
yeah.
That way other people can also find me. So if you get it and love it, please by all means post a review on the book, and that way all the other animal lovers can find the book. Otherwise, it will be at the very, very, very bottom of the search results, and so people will not be able to find it as easy. But if you post reviews, then it starts coming up, and then it will be showing up in the search right away. Yeah, and I hope that the lessons that are in the book will help everyone feel more uplifted and more motivated and hopeful in spite of the times. And I also hope that the stories in the book about the animals, because I talk about all different animals, I hope that they are also um, a way of delighting you in the middle of a crazy day, and then you have this uplifting story just to shift the moment into something more positive. So yeah, that's my goal, and I hope everybody enjoys it. So thank you so much for listening to the stories I shared here in the podcast. I appreciate that.
Yes, and there's just one more thing. Does anybody else want to come on and ask any comments or questions? You're more than welcome. Mama Cat, did you want to have any comments or questions for her? You're more than welcome. Where's that? I know she's out there. The Mama Cat's out there roaming around somewhere.
I'm here.
there she is. Meow.
I had to put the boat away.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. She takes over care of over 90 colony cats out there in Colorado. Isn't that amazing? She
Wow.
had 125,
Oh
and
my
she got them
gosh.
homes and keeps them warm in the winter time. She's amazing. Yes, but go ahead, Mama Cat. It's always a pleasure and love all your support ongoing. Yep,
Well,
go ahead.
I wanted to say about the animals healing. When we had my cat, Buddy, he was on his way out, and my dog took turns wrapping around him and laying next to him, staying with him. They never left his side until he died.
Wow.
They
Wow.
were right there, and they didn't like all bombard him or anything. They took turns. One would lay because I have 4 dogs. Well, I had, and first one would lay with them, and then when that one would get up, the next one would go over, and then the next one, and they never left that cat's side until he passed away.
Oh, that is
Wow.
so sweet.
I know. Isn't it? Oh, so heart touching. I mean, wow.
So
So,
good. I'm feeding 5 extra colonies for the next couple weeks.
Oh my goodness. Wow, you have your hands busy there.
About
yeah.
200 cats total.
Not all heroes wear capes. that
Some
that is definitely, oh, that's wonderful. You are a hero.
of us just carry straw bales.
Oh.
That's what Mama Cat. She even her profile picture, even in here, she has the whiskers and everything. If you can see her, it fits. So it's awesome. She has got a heart of gold out there, and helping them out. They give her when they see her coming, they give her a standing ovation
Yes,
with the food and
yes.
water and everything. They love her.
Oh,
Isn't
And
that
they
sweet?
know if they get snowed in their houses, I'll be right there to dig their butts out.
Yep.
oh,
I've had to do it several times well, not this year at all, but the last couple of years. One year I went over there and it was really bad. The roads were really, really bad. And I didn't know if I was going to make it, but I ended up making it. And three of the five houses were completely drifted, completely shut, and the cats were inside of them.
oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Oh,
they wouldn't have lasted through the night. They'd have
no.
suffocated.
Oh,
Wow, that's
see, you're a
amazing.
hero. You
Yes, she
know.
is.
Yes,
Yes.
she is. I'm telling you, she's always there for him. And her husband too, George. Give him a shout out, and her grandkids, Skylar and
Oh,
Allie. It's you teach them young to
yes.
treat animals with dignity and respect. They go through through their adulthood doing the same. Look at
Yes.
all
Yep.
of us. From we're real little, always treated animals with dignity and respect. All of them, and
Allie
we'll
takes care of
continue.
all the cats here now. So she takes care of one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Eight cats she takes care of.
Oh,
Wow, that's awesome. Eight of them.
Yep.
I know the neighbor in back. She's allergic to cats, but she takes care of six. It was two, now it's up to six, and she always there to feed them and pet them and everything. She can only go so far because she's allergic to them, but she takes good care of them. Make sure they're always safe. I said, "You are awesome." I call her Mama Cat too.
oh.
I said, "I'm Mama Cat when I'm taking care of the Victory Liberty, and then I'm Mama Bear with Sugar Bear." So I got two different hats here. But it's awesome. They're so worth it. They're so meaningful in our lives. To be around them and have them, to love and care for them. Make sure they're in a TLC home because
Yep.
that's what matters. So,
My
but
raccoons showed up with their babies too this week.
oh yeah. And how
They
how
come
many
back
is that
so healthy.
raccoons?
Well, right now I have just the one mom and three babies.
Oh.
But
Oh, they're
she's,
so adorable.
she's the one that always pulls my hair through the window when I'm in bed. I mean, she'll reach in the window because I've got the window open for the catio. She'll literally reach in the window and grab my hair when I'm sleeping.
That is a
Like,
good one.
hello, I'm here.
That is hilarious. And then now I'm gonna call you Mama Raccoon.
Yes, totally. You're one of the pack. That is awesome. Oh,
Yeah, she's a cutie. She brings her
Oh
babies
yeah,
here every single year.
that is awesome.
And the
You
girls
know.
stick around in the area, but the boys always move on.
oh, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because they have to move on and find their own territory.
Yeah. And I live in town, so but I do live right alongside of a creek with it's wooded all along the creek through town, so I have a good way to, blend in. We have a lot of trees, so only critter
Nice.
I
That's
have not
awesome.
seen the only critter I have not seen in my yard is a porcupine. Well, two, a porcupine and a possum. Which I would be up for the possum. I don't know about the porcupine, but I wouldn't chase him off. Probably. I know me.
Probably, yes, probably not. Oh, cute.
That's awesome, though. It is. That's care, love and care for animals. All the animals lover. Big shout out to all of you. You know, animal advocates, animal rights activists. All of you rock out there. You know,
Well,
that's
like you were saying, animals know the human's heart.
yeah.
They know better than anybody. And when I moved into this house, I wasn't here a month, and I had four great big buck deer in my yard. And the neighbors are all out there taking pictures and oohing and on, and I'm like, well, they're just deer. Hello. And the guy says, I've lived here 20 years. I have never seen a deer in this neighborhood.
Wow.
So they keep
Wow.
saying that I brought them here with me when I came.
I'm
And they
sure.
are they're still here. They come every single year. Nobody is allowed to eat a single apple off my apple tree. All apples are for the deer. All.
Reserved to the deer. That's wonderful.
It's funny because
oh my.
the deer show up in the spring, and I think they're looking to see how many flowers are on my damn apple tree. Because they don't stick around. They just every once in a while they'll come in the yard, drink some water because I always have water out. But they always are looking up at that apple tree. And then when the apples start forming and
They
start
come
turning
back.
red, here they all come, and they stick their horns. They'll eat all the low ones first, and then they stick their horns up in the branches, and they just vibrate and they shake all the apples out of the tree. It's pretty funny, actually.
That is so smart. That is amazing. That's how they do it.
Yep.
Wow.
Isn't
They,
that
yeah,
something? Amazing. Oh my goodness. But anyway,
they're
ladies, I'm going to close it down here. And I can't thank you enough, Stephanie, for coming on air. I enjoyed this show so much, and so did everybody else. And so informative and positive. You know, we love that word positive, good news. You know, and
absolutely.
it's so inspiring and powerful and giving us hope. You know, bringing the negative into the positive. It can be done. You
Sure
know, so
can.
and feel free, Stephanie, to join us anytime on these shows. I got five more on Podbean, and I'll let you know when I go start my new one, so you can come on that one too. Okay? And
Fantastic. Yes.
yeah, and next week, everyone, Thursday at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Mountain, and 4 o'clock Pacific. Listen in worldwide. The founder of Feeding Pets of the Homeless is going to be on, Geneva Frederick, and she's the founder. And this is the Pets of the Homeless is the first national nonprofit providing pet food and emergency veterinary care to pets that belong to people experiencing homelessness. So it's going to be another heartfelt show. Okay, she was on before, and I want to welcome her back when I was on Blog Talk Radio. But I hope you all join in, tune in, spread the word, share the shows. Because, like I said, we've got five more left on Podbean. I will miss it. I got to admit, won't you, Mama Cat, and all
Oh,
of
yeah.
you? We will miss it. So, and it's been on it over what, a year and a couple months, but we'll miss it.
I'll miss it.
Um, Yep. I know. I know I'm gonna miss it, but we're gonna move on because if I want to keep the live stream and a live studio chat with call-ins, I got to move forward. You know, so I want to keep that. I guess I'm a spoiled brat right now because I don't want to give it up.
Right.
you know. But I hope you join us next week. And I wanted to bring something up. This is going to do a 360. I did it last week, and I'm going to keep doing it because I recently was turned into a blood donor again, and they're in dire need of blood at oneblood.org. Okay, and look them up online because it helps save lives. It's even healthy too. It's like getting an oil change. Your blood replenishes. That's how I explain it. Blood replenishes and it helps, chemo patients, people that's gotten in accidents, blood transfusions. So please visit. They have an app and the web. I'm going to be a regular donor to help save lives. You never know when it's going to be one of us. Okay, we can't predict the future or family members. We're several that have needed it. So I'm on air right now, spreading the word. but see this dire need go down to, hey, they got plenty, and keep having plenty because it's necessary, it's needed. Okay, so whatever you can do to help out, spread the word, and you'll just have to fill just and they have an iPad where you just fill all your information, and they give take your pulse and your blood pressure and your temperature. There's just some little things that they do, and then it's right online where you can set up appointments. It's awesome. They have the big red bus that cruises around neighborhoods. I'm not sure of all of them. You can get on a bus and donate blood. And Mama Cat, I'm thinking about you too, to doing this. So it makes it puts a, inspiring to do this. And not only you, everyone else, saving lives. That means so much. Give them hope to carry on because it means so much. Make their lives better because they're out there and they'll give you a report. Hey, this amount of blood, you saved 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lives. So at a total, and keep being a regular donor because and then you get also gift cards. So I know all of us like gift cards, right? So that's a plus. But not only that, they have promotions and everything, but mainly it's helping out and saving lives. That's the main reason. So
Yep.
please do, put a little love in your heart and do your part, you know, and that's what makes the world around humanity. You know, who are we as humanity if we don't stop the suffering of others? So do your part, please. And I'm feeling good about it. I have, it has been like a year and a half, or maybe a year, but I'm gonna start doing it regularly because it's good. I'm positive about, it, and that's what I told them. So I'm all hooked up. So hope all of the rest of you join me too at being a blood donor. OneBlood.org. Okay.
I can't. They won't take my blood.
No, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I'll
but
take
it's going
yours
to help
though.
you. It's going to help
Yep.
you,
Yep.
Mama Cat, because she's got some issues right now, Stephanie. So prayers go out to you, Mama Cat. Keep the faith and let the fear disappear.
Yes. Yes.
Right? Yes.
I'm doing wonderful.
Good. You sound great. That's a
Yeah.
Yes.
plus. When I hear your voice, I'm like, and you know what's something else, Stephanie? I'm gonna close it down after this, but Mama Cat she does have 9 lives, okay? Because she's she's called in from ICU, recovery, at the doctor's office, getting
Well,
tests done.
I believe you. I believe you. Those cats are definitely passing on those genes to her. Yes. That's
See what I mean?
fantastic.
This is proof. I go, what do you mean you're in ICU? I see you too. She would tell me because we're on text and calling each other and Facebook and this and that. And I said, okay, you go do what you got to do, and I understand. And bam, she pops up on the podcast. I
Oh,
was like, wow. And then I was like, I want you to get better prayers, keep them coming because, hey, you keep positive, Mama Cat, okay?
Oh
Keep
yeah.
positive and strong. I know you are. You sound great. But anyway, everyone, I'm going to close it down. And thank you all for tuning in from the Podbean Podcast web and also on the app and also in this live studio chat room. Thank you for joining us out there. Aloha and Lisa
Thank
and
you.
oh my god, this is great. Mama Cat and Michelle. This is and Reggie from Facts Porcupine Podcast was tuning in. This super team here can't do it. I can't do it alone. I do my best, but it takes teamwork all the way. And I hope
Strength
you,
in
when I
numbers.
go to you said it right there, strength in
Yeah.
numbers. That is so true. But all of you have a wonderful and peaceful evening. And like I said, Stephanie, I'll be in contact with you. I have your email address. And Mama Cat told me, says, once you're on this show, you get locked in, you can't get out.
Yep.
Isn't that funny or what?
You can't get out.
Hey, the Voices Carry family or Voices Carry for Animals podcast gets bigger and bigger. The family gets bigger. Animal warriors, brothers and sisters. That's what we want. We want to see increase, not decrease. Okay, or disappear. Now we don't want that. Okay,
No.
so but anyway, everybody have a peaceful evening. Thank you all. And hope you tune in next week. We got another meaningful show coming up. Geneva Frederick, welcome her back, feeding pets of the homeless, the founder. Welcome back there to Namibia, okay? But anyway, Mama Cat, you ready? And Darla, I wanted to say thank you to Darla too. And she had to leave, but hey, all of you are great. All of you rock. But go ahead, Mama Cat.
Paw
Paul
in
in
hand, united we stand against all animal cruelty and neglect across the land. Good night, everybody, and God bless. And
Good
talk
night,
to your
everyone.
critters.
Good night.
Oh yeah. Thank you,
Okay.
everyone. May God bless you all. With our voices, the animals will be heard. With our actions, the animals will seek justice. Good night, everyone. Coming live stream from Podbean Podcast app and player.